Hey everyone, this is Jet Pulse, just coming back with my recap video. I'm just going to go over all the draft picks and my opinions for them. I'll give my draft grade at the end of the video. With the 11th pick in the draft, they chose Mekhi Becton of Louisville, left tackle. They needed to start off the draft with offensive linemen. It's not the sexiest picks, but basically it solidified the left side, Sam Darnold's blind side for a while. And Mekhi Becton has the highest floor of all the four main guys everyone was looking at. So we'll see what happens there. But I think with him, it's a very solid pickup. You can't argue with it too much, especially with how the rest of the draft panned out with the left tackles being completely gone. So great pick. It can be a big influence on what we do in the future for the running game, especially with Le'Veon Bell. So I love the pick. Hopefully we can keep it going. With the 59th pick that they traded back to, they still got Denzel Mims. Like everyone else, we were all kind of going nuts that night. With his height and his he's 6'3". He had like a 4.39 on the 40. So hopefully with everything going on, he can get with Sam as soon as everything starts reopening and develop the chemistry that's needed. I think it's going to be a good season for him. I'm looking probably like 850 yards. I would hope it'd be more, but I think it's going to be a solid year for Mims, and it's just beneficial for Sam in the general. With the 68th pick, Ashtyn Davis. Biggest thing when I'm looking into him, I know everyone said safety, but if you look at the draft, they said defensive back. He has played multiple fronts, corner, linebacker, safety. He also does special teams, which I think he'll be a special team contributor day one. But he might actually be our kick returner going forward because how fast he is. I don't mind the pick as much as I did when it happened. I understand where Joe's coming from at this point. I think it's more preventative strike for May leaving. So I think it's a solid pick with Jabbar Zuniga. Okay pick. I understand athleticism. A lot of the tendencies with a lot of people, so either they were semi-injured or they're really athletic, or they're high character captain level players. With Zuniga, he is very quick off the ball. I think that's what the Jets need. They have guys who are good with technique, but they don't have a speed guy. But we'll see what happens there. With the 120 pick, they picked Michael Perine. They need a backup running back for Le'Veon Bell, possibly a complimentary back going forward if Le'Veon Bell is not retained after this year. He did a really decent job in Florida, but we'll see what happens with everything going on with there. But he did a really good job for them, and I think he'd be a nice compliment to Le'Veon. He does remind me a lot of Bilal Powell and Jonathan Williams. With his running style, he's a one-cut guy, goes right in the hole. Le'Veon's a more patient back, so it's a nice 1-2 punch there. James Morgan, I know people aren't happy with this pick. I wasn't initially, but I think from my perspective and my thinking of what Joe's thinking, we're 0-6 without Sam, plain and simple. They're not going to overpay for a backup. I just think that's just how it is. Plus, we're so tight with the cap this year. If you want any chance of even possibly signing any other free agents, you can't spend $8-10 million on a backup. It's just not going to happen. So I don't mind it so much. So we'll see what happens. Don't know what we'll do. Hopefully there's somewhat of a preseason to see what he can offer or in case something happens. Cameron Clark out of Charlotte. I know they say he was a tackle, but he's going to transition over to guard. I will say this right now. He will probably be our starting left guard next year in 2021. So I love the pick for future purposes. Solid depth piece to help with the line. Go from there. Steal the draft was Bryce Hall at 158. Can't argue with it. His athleticism, the biggest thing I've noticed with any of these players that we've been picking up, especially corners, they are tall, lengthy guys. Bryce Hall is one of those guys. If he's healthy, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a day one starter if we don't sign any additional corners. So we'll see what happens there. I think it was a great pickup. With the 191 pick, we picked Brandon Mann. If I know people probably don't like getting punters or kickers, but I would have been fine with him getting him and Rodrigo Blankenship, which we didn't get Blankenship for our kicking. Brandon Mann is for two reasons. One, we punted 87 times last year. Two, our offense sucked last year. So you got to go on the assumption that it might happen again. I don't think it will, but you got to play the field game, and this will definitely help it out. And I think with the 211 pick we traded away for Quincy Wilson out of the Colts, the only reason why Quincy Wilson was even available, they went from a man to zone scheme, and he's not a zone player. Even though we play more a cover 2, I believe is what we've been playing with our corners to help them with safety help. But when we're in man covers, Wilson will be there, depending if he makes the team. If they sign Logan Ryan, I don't think they're keeping him, and there's some undrafted free agents that I think we'll have, but I'll make another video about that tomorrow. But overall, I'm going to give it a B+. My favorite pick, obviously, was probably Mekhi Becton and Denzel Mims. I think the best value picks were Ashtyn Davis and Bryce Hall for what they offered on the board at the time. And I think Ashtyn Davis and Bryce Hall, you're going to see probably the most this year defensively out of this class. And obviously Becton and Mims were probably going to be starters day one. So B+ overall. I'll come back with another video, hopefully tomorrow for the undrafted free agents. I think there's about 2 or 3 guys I think that might actually have a shot making the team just because of who they are and what they can offer the team. So guys, if you have any questions or any comments, please let me know below. I appreciate everyone who's looked at this so far, and hopefully get this channel to grow. And I will try to come back with videos as much as I possibly can with my time constraints. And I appreciate it, guys. Subscribe if you can, and go Jets.